Waiting for people to show up. Hey. Back in the day, actually not even back in the day, probably 2 streams ago, I would panic more so. Yeah, Pirate Hero says you missed last week, you watching Gintama. I'm sorry guys, I missed last week. I should have said something. I should have tweeted, I should have done something, community post, should have announced that I couldn't do last week. But I just couldn't. In the future, that is a huge plate. No. You see this? You guys see what I'm eating? I'm eating a Chipotle. I was going to eat after the stream, but I was too hungry. So it's just what it has to be. So I'm gonna try and actually you guys can tell me. Tell me if you hear me chewing, and then I will stop or I'll mute myself anytime I was gonna chew. I was also saying that before I would always get really worried at the start of a stream that it wasn't working. So I'd need to see confirmation from people. You know, I'd be like anxiously waiting for people to flood in and like someone to comment. But now, I think I'm officially past that. I think. This time I was just like, alright, everything says the stream has started, therefore I can trust that it started. Morj ASMR. Alright, yeah, if it's a problem, I will stop eating. I will starve for the sake of the stream. If that's what you guys really want. If you really would like to see me go hungry, I will not eat for the sake of the stream. But I would appreciate it if you guys didn't make me do that. You know? The one kid, thanks a lot. Chipotle ASMR, please. Yeah, this is a Chipotle sponsored stream, I suppose. I wish. Bet Chipotle would pay real good bucks for a sponsorship. Someone says, Marcus, because I would rather watch you eat. Eat up more, you're a growing boy, says Mary Jo. Thank you, Mary Jo. This is the type of attitude I want to see. I mean, I invite you guys to get snacks. I hope that... Oh, Christian's here. Hey, Christian, what's going on? This is Christian Terlato, I believe, of the Red Forest podcast. Unless it's some other Christian. But I probably wouldn't mod any other Christian. There's only one Christian I like. There was some heated discussions going on today at the Red Forest podcast. Or not Red Forest podcast. Wow, brain fart. In the Reverie discussion. In the Reverie discussion group. There's a lot of new faces. A lot of new personalities meshing. It'll be an interesting little discussion. Elvin Tran says, what did y'all talk about in the last Reverie? I cannot tell you. Man, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. It is hard for me to remember. The one big event I did remember is that we had Matt Owens. Right, that was his name? We had the scriptwriter for the One Piece live action. Big news. We do not have that person for this Reverie. So... I guess that's it. But we got a lot of new faces. I think we got a lot of personalities that people have wanted to see for a bit. Miriam, thanks a lot. Hi, Mr. Morj. Just saying hi before the spoilers start. Guess what? Are spoilers already out? Or are you like an anime viewer? Someone of the ways of One Piece and the ways of Mr. Morj. Thank you very much, Miriam. Always appreciate new subscribers. Adrian Hakeem, what determines the topics that are discussed? So here's the flow of things, and this is where we kind of got messy. So that plays into what Christian was just talking about with how things were getting a little complicated today. So, flow of discussion, the flow of topic selection was essentially supposed to be basically people for the second Reverie trailer, the one where I showed all of the new faces that were coming to the Reverie. So your Randy Troy, your Arthur, your Joy Girl, etc. The one where I debuted all of the new faces. Under that trailer, I asked for comments for topic discussion. Naturally, most people did not offer topics of conversation. They mostly just wanted to be like, oh, my favorite YouTuber's finally in, yay, hello, yay, awesome, you finally got this person in. Where's Totally Not Mark? Where's Sawyer? Why'd you fuck up? Why'd you only get these people? That was mostly the general vibe of things. Let me tell you this, first of all, let's clear this out of the way. Sawyer 7 Mage is not at the Reverie because he does not fucking want to be at the Reverie. Do you guys understand how difficult it is to get a hold of Sawyer? You understand how much he does not want to interact with the rest of the One Piece community. I have no interest in... I sent him an invite. Well, specifically, Roger sent him an invite, okay? But he's very hard to get a hold of. No Twitter, no direct method of communication other than through his Instagram, and that's only Roger's base has access to him on Instagram or whatever, for whatever reason. Miriam, thanks a lot. Manga reader just waiting to binge. Please do. We're in Wano. We're in like a very big highlight arc. Definitely catch up. Now's a great time to catch up and become a weekly reader. But point being, Roger messaged Sawyer, no response. Last time we had to Roger had to film like a video of like a boat that he shipped off to Sawyer or whatever just to get him to show up. I have enough things to keep track of. I'm not interested in like jumping through a bunch of hoops to get someone who clearly does not want to come to the Reverie to come to the Reverie. All right? Like that's not, why are we harassing him? Either he wants to come or he doesn't want to come. All right? The one kid, why does Frankie not remember meeting Odin? I mean, why would it be a really memorable experience for Frankie? Frankie was very young, right? If anything, why does Frankie not remember meeting the Pirate King? Right? Isn't that the bigger question? Like, he met Roger. Why would Frankie be like, oh, this samurai from Wano, this is someone I should really commit to memory? You know? But I guess Frankie was young, right? Frankie was young. And on top of that, or maybe Frankie, it's never been explicitly said yes or no that Frankie does or does not remember meeting Roger, right? I think it's just never been addressed as far as I know. As for Totally Not Mark, here's the thing. In my experience, okay, my limited experience and through counsel with others, Vinland, oh, we got all these Reverie people here. I'm eating Chipotle. How is it going? In my experience and through counsel with others, this is nothing personal whatsoever. I might even yet message Totally Not Mark and maybe see if he wants to show up for a little bit. But what I have experienced and what people have experienced is that there's a difference between people who happen to cover One Piece and like happen to check out the series and really enjoy it versus people who like really, really live and breathe the series of like One Piece YouTubers kind of do this, like do One Piece content all the time and are very kind of dug into. I'm not talking about like, oh, knowledge, like Totally Not Mark wouldn't have like really interesting things to say. More so in terms of like like there's general community discussion that you see on Twitter and YouTube. It kind of becomes a sort of what do you call? There's a stream of interactions and topics and discussions that happen when you're part of the general One Piece discourse that generally someone who is more so just catching up to the series from an outside perspective is not part of, which is why at least what we have experienced in the past with inviting certain people who are, you know, interested in One Piece but not actually One Piece YouTubers who cover a lot more things than that, they tend to be more quiet and reserved in the Reverie and there's not as much for them to say, or they're a little bit, One Piece culture you could say. And that's not to sound elitist because if anything it's the opposite. It's kind of sad that we're stuck to one series, whereas other people are free to spread their wings and cover a myriad of topics, okay? We're not One Piece elitist. If anything, we're the opposite, all right? We're the sad, poor group that only mainly talks about one series because we're just obsessed with it, okay? But the point is basically that we are, it has not ever really brought about really good discussion when we've brought in a big name just for the sake of bringing in a big name if they're not actually, like, very vested in One Piece discussion. Does that make sense? That's just been the experience. And with it already being such a large Reverie, like if I had 15 people on board and I needed another person, I'd be like, sure, Totally Not Mark, why not? But I'm already pushing 30 people. I'm not trying to add more people just for the sake of adding more people, especially when there's up and coming One Piece YouTubers who are really all about this series and they would benefit a lot more from being given a platform to be able to talk about their favorite series that their entire channel is devoted to, versus someone who happens to have caught up to this series recently. You know what I mean? So I understand the appeal, but that's basically it. Like, Guillermo Teros says, I'm so happy Marco, thanks a lot, I'm so happy Marco's here. I'm in the Telegram group with him and some big YouTubers from Brazil. They're all incredible. You should meet them. So, for example, Marco, is he as big of a name as Totally Not Mark? No, but he is very vested in the One Piece community and he's had some great theories in the past, and he really should have been able to join the Reverie sooner. So I'm prioritizing people like that who like kind of live and breathe One Piece more so than people who are tangentially related to the series. That's all. Mr. Father Santaman says, why did you and Sensei start Sensei's ink start. Okay, there's nothing intentional there. I had no idea that Sensei is starting streaming, but I stream on Mondays. Usually I try to start by 8:30 EST, but like that's just the way it is. Adrian Joaquin, thanks a lot. Since you're a part of a sad and poor group, consider this my donation to the Reverie. I didn't mean to say it like that. I think we all know that like One Piece is amazing, right? It's more so I'm just saying, like, I'm trying not to sound like this is not an elitist thing that, oh, you're not a real One Piece YouTuber, so you can't be part of it. It's more so that like there is a bit of a culture for people who are very, very, very invested in the series and talk about it all the time. That's all that their channels are about. I would rather focus more on like involving them in the discussion. That's literally it. Because, for example, like there are a lot of people that are big names that are tangentially related to One Piece who cover it that you could throw into the Reverie, right? People who have, like, for Neverworld, Chibi Reviews, etc. People who have shown up before. But if they're not, like, I really did try to make this more so for people whose channels are specifically about One Piece, just to make this really a One Piece Reverie stream. You know what I mean? And, like, everybody who's in there is someone who really, really, really focuses primarily on this series. Ashish Dodapenny, thank you very much. Do you guys remember when Odin says by the time Joy Boy comes to Wano, borders should be open, but Luffy's already here, and borders are not open yet, so Luffy's not Joy Boy? That is a great point. That is a very interesting point. That is a very, very interesting point. That is something we could talk about at the Reverie, if I remember it. But I do think that Luffy is probably the one who's taking up the mantle of Joy Boy. So it may be more so that what Odin's saying is not like so clear cut. Like maybe Joy Boy is the one who would get it started. Christian says, lol, Roger started the rev. Yeah, technically. Anna number 37 says, Morj, is the main event the fast food tier list? So 1, anyone who includes Chipotle, which I'm eating right now, in a fast food tier list, what are you talking? Chipotle is not fast food. Chipotle is not fast food. Fast food, McDonald's, Wendy's, stuff like that. Once you start including Chipotle, Five Guys, you've already ruined the tier list. It makes no sense. It doesn't work. Dom, thanks a lot. Please watch the latest Wano episode. You will love it. Also, everyone should go buy Morj plushie. Dom, everyone, hold on. I can't believe Dom was the one to mention this. Flying Panda, what's up? I've been talking with Flying Panda more recently. Good to get to know him. Reverie will be on the 17th, July 2021. Will be the longest and best one ever. I think it will be the longest one, guaranteed. Best one ever. That's what we're aiming for. But this is the right time to promote not the Reverie, but this beautiful, beautiful makeshift plush. Okay? If you have to do one or the other, show up to the Reverie or purchase a plush, forget the Reverie. Forget it. Nuke it. Take it off your calendar. This plush is all you need. You can sleep through all of Saturday as long as you're holding on to this plush. Okay? And this plush is gonna sit right. How can I make it clearly visible? Clearly visible for the people. Clearly visible for the people. I don't want to hold it the entire time because my Chipotle. But I will if that's what you guys want me to. I'll do it even if you don't want me to. Ninerbot, thanks a lot. I think the gum fruit was the first devil fruit. That's why it's so important, not necessarily because it's powerful. But then why does the world government want it so much? That's my question. Why does the world government want it so much if it's just because it's the first devil fruit? Does it have, like, a special reason or something like that related to it? The plush push will end in failure, says Renston. No, we don't joke about that. That's one thing we don't joke about. Guys, the plush is amazing. You don't want to miss out on the plush. Silvers, I already know you got a plush. I could put you down for one. What was I saying? I was addressing something before this. The anime. Let me talk about the anime real quick. So, the anime, I'm getting to a point where I'm thinking maybe I should start watching the anime a little bit, but I'm not really so, like, I think I'm probably, to be honest, I'm not going to watch it till it gets to, everybody's here. Randy Troy's here. Randy Troy, you have a reputation for spitting facts, but how are you saying that Chipotle is fast food? How are you saying Chipotle is fast food? No. This is not, it's not fair to compare this to McDonald's. It's just not the same. It's a different tier. It falls into a different category. Also, my Chipotle is not fast. The one near my house, it cannot be classified as fast food. I do not know. I swear, okay, so the workers there, well, okay, I'm not going to go into a thing on the workers there, essentially, but I have a sense that nobody has taught them how to fold a burrito. That's all I'll say. At least in my experience, the workers at the Chipotle that I go to do not know how to fold burritos. That is why I get bowls, because they never learned how to fold a burrito. They're not fast food, okay? If you order a burrito there, you're in for a wait. So, I'm going to stop talking about the plush. I think we got the plush point across. I'll wait a little bit and then talk about it again. Beyond that, the recent episode, I've seen so many of the stills of it. I may watch an episode. I'm not going to be one of the episode reactors just because that's not my thing. That's just not my thing. I can't bring myself to react to episodes or manga chapters. That's just, I prefer enjoying things like in the comfort of my own. I want to be in my pajamas. I want to be in my bed. I want to be watching it on TV. That's just how I want to do things. So, I think at the very least, once it gets to the rooftop fights, I will probably be watching the anime though. Like, I can't imagine how they're gonna upload the rooftop fights. Or not upload, update? What's the word? Adapt. Adapt the rooftop fights. Sorry guys. Norman Sai, in my opinion, the Goma Goma might be important for the world government for experiments, as we all know Vegapunk is a great scientist and can build a great weapon. Yeah, I mean, for sure, it's just, I think that there's so many, like, almost anything you throw out as a possibility for the Goma Goma no Mi is a valid possibility because we have so little to go off of at the moment. I don't think anybody before this expected that the Goma Goma fruit was, so, I don't think that any theory is, like, really any worse than another one at this point in time. You can kind of throw out a lot, and it's in the realm of possibility. I want that hat, thanks a lot. I'm flying on a plane to California on the 17th, goddamn. No, you gotta cancel that flight, dude. Or at least buy a plush. I mean, one or the other. But, wait, am I covering the plush right now with my hands? I can't do that. So, I think at the very least, I like the idea that the Goma Goma no Mi is somehow related to the Red Line, because it fits into my theories of how I believe the series will end, essentially, with the destruction of the Red Line, and why the Goma Goma no Mi might be important to preventing that destruction. At least at the hands of someone who shouldn't be destroying it, aka Blackbeard. Max Echendu, thanks a lot. I think Luffy is Joy Boy because of Joy Boy's promise to Fishman Island. Luffy seems best fit to inherit Joy Boy's will and fulfill that promise. I mean, I do, like, I think the prevailing theory right now is that Luffy is essentially the next Joy Boy. But I do think at the same time that, like, the bigger question at the moment, at least to me, is basically, is it reincarnation or is it inherited will, right? So two different things there, right? That's basically all it is. I think at the very least, so I have a video dropping tomorrow, Skypiea analysis coming out tomorrow, which will maybe elaborate a little bit more on my thoughts, I think, because now we're incorporating Nika as well into the conversation of what exactly does it mean, you know, Joy Boy, Nika, Sun God, etc. What is Luffy's role in all of this? So that'll elaborate a little bit more on my thoughts, but I'm going to try and keep it more towards analysis. I mean, it's already done, the video's done, but it's going to stay more towards analysis than actually like theory crafting how it's going to go down for Luffy in the future. But it is going to draw some things from Skypiea that you could personally interpret your own way as, you know, one way or another, like what does that mean for Luffy's final role. Adrian Hakeem, is it possible that the Sun God Nika isn't referring to Luffy since he resembles Joy Boy, but maybe another Will of D character that we haven't met yet? I think stay tuned for my analysis video that comes out tomorrow. It's a thick one, it's going to be 20 plus minutes. It'll elaborate more on my thoughts, better than I can do right here, or better than I really want to do right here, because I won't do justice explaining things right here. Feed the plush. No, the plush... Do you guys understand how hungry I am? I am very hungry. The plush is not that hungry. The plush, the only thing that feeds the plush is sales. The link is in the description below. Feel free to get a plush. Ninerbot, thanks again. If Luffy was a marine instead of a pirate, would the series change a lot? He would also still help islands in need and take down the warlords and the Yonko. I think Luffy would just never, it just doesn't fit into his character because in his nature he would never follow a rigid rules or set of structures or like other people guiding him towards what he wants to do or what he's supposed to do, right? So I think Luffy would just never fit into the marine structure. Lan, thanks a lot. What do you think is in the egg on Roger's ship? So, we got sidetracked there because one of the topics of conversation that we were just talking about is how are the topics on the Reverie being picked, right? And the Roger's egg thing is something that did not make the discussion topics, but it easily could organically come up in discussion. The discussion topics that we're picking out right now are more so just to give a general outline of different avenues we can go down through the stream, so we don't run out of things or kind of get too loose or too off the rails. But that doesn't mean that like we're definitely going to be sticking point by point to the topics. That's just not how the reveries go down. So Roger's egg could definitely come up. Anyway, I was saying that Max Echendu, thank you for pronouncing my last name right. Okay, so I almost fucked it up right there. As for Roger's egg, I don't have a good theory on Roger's egg. Does anyone else have a good theory on Roger's egg? Please share your theories on Roger's eggs. Roger's eggs. Roger's egg. He has one egg. He doesn't have eggs. Morj Splash came out of Roger's egg? Yeah, maybe you did. Please add it. I don't know. I think it'll come up organically if it comes up. If someone has a good idea on what Roger's egg is, then they're going to talk about it. Bob Loris, thanks a lot. Thoughts on Blackbeard Quake Fruit Awakening Destroying the Red Line? Please go watch my End of One Piece video. I talk about that in depth. That has been covered by me in depth enough, I believe. I think that Blackbeard will attempt it, and I think that Luffy's awakening will stop it, is my brief thoughts. Ninerbot, thank you very much again. Ninerbot, are you a mod? I hope I've made you a mod. You are a mod. No, you're a mod. Okay. Just checking. Just making sure. Ninerbot says, I don't think Kid's role is a failed version of Luffy. That role is reserved for Bellamy. I don't think Bellamy is meant to be a failed version of Luffy. But I think that at the very least, I believe that Kid's role has potential to be complicated. So, not a failed version of Luffy, but maybe a fall just short version of Luffy. Whereas Bellamy is a very different character than Luffy. He has to, there's a lot that Bellamy had to develop in to become somewhat in the mold of Luffy. Yeah, Randy's saying there's not enough information on the egg to really speculate about it. I agree. How can you say Chipotle isn't fast food? It's just not the way it works. Okay, here's the simple definition of fast food. Is there a drive-thru for it? That's it. That's all you need as the definition of fast food. If there's no drive-thru for it, it's not fast food. It's food that can maybe be made relatively fast compared to other restaurants. But if there's no drive-thru for it, it's not fast food. Hold on. We have to talk about something. James Sat just reminded me of it. Mods for the Reverie. Okay? The pirate hero. Good point. All right. Serious discussion time. Mods. Who are the mods here? Chinho Wong says mods don't get paid here, lol. Guys, mods don't get paid anywhere. It's for the love of the game. Ryo says Chipotle is mid. Well, it's what I've got to eat right now. They were open. Who are the mods here right now? Who are the mods? Don't say me. If you don't have a blue wrench next to your name, you shouldn't be saying me. Silvers. Who is a mod who is here who is not part of the Reverie? Please tell me we have some mods here. Is it just the pirate hero? Why is the pirate hero not saying yes? Max Achendu, thanks a lot. Imagine Joy Boy is Bink and Luffy is here to deliver Bink sake. That's interesting, but let's wait. I'll get back to that in a second. Are you kidding? There are no mods here. No, Silvers, you don't count. You're going to be in the Reverie. Ninerbot is here and the pirate hero is here. We have to address what happened on Sunday. Adrian Hakeem is here. We have to address what happened on Sunday. Christian says just get Dritz on chat moderation. Dritz can't do everything himself, okay? So, whatever happened Sunday, you guys are used to my streams where anything goes, I suppose, because I don't really ban people, except for Oof, who deserved it, the only ban I've ever done in my life. I don't really know how often you mods, I don't pay attention to how often you guys ban people. The Word Slinger says, me once you make me a mod real quick. No, you're not looking for real mods. Real mods. Yeah, the chat. So, the chat was not good. The chat was not good for Sunday's stream. Okay? And not in a funny way. There was actual significant issues that we saw throughout. Yeah. Rice OS says we got it covered. Where's Strife? I'd feel so much more secure if Strife was here. Strife? Where's Juan Perret? Where's my A-tier mods? Where's my A-team? I feel like it's just the B-team here. No offense to everyone except for the pirate hero. I'm just kidding. Raisois is a great mod. Adrian Hakeem is a great mod. I wish there were more mods here, because all I can say is that on Sunday's stream, it was sad, all right? What we don't want racism in the stream, okay? We do not want racism in the stream. No racism in the stream, all right? That should be a very, very simple bar, okay? A very, very simple bar for us to get past. But it's just, come on, like, this is the Reverie we're talking about, all right? We just got to be on top of things a little bit better, because we can't, racism is not poggers. We have to use Twitch chat mentality here. It's not poggers, all right? So we don't want racism, that's number one. And two, why was there so much spamming? There was a lot of spamming going on. I had to learn my lessons, all right, from that stream, but so did the mods, okay? I learned that I should keep quiet a little bit more, let other people talk a little bit more. I learned that about halfway through the stream. I was like, oh, people don't want me to talk. That's the first time that has happened on my channel. But that's okay. I'm going to host. But the more that I'm going to be quiet, the more I need you guys to be active. So you guys can't be chill, anything goes like normal. You guys actually have to mod. All right? This is a real talk we're having right now. So you guys have to actually be mods. Miguel Quatara says, hope you're having a good day, Morj. Love the content. Not that you guys aren't normally mods. The Pirate Hero says he was timing out creepy comments. Adrian Hakeem was missing that day. Maybe it's just that we streamed on an off day. So all the good comments or the good mods weren't there. Potential Pizza. I heard more mods were needed. I have arrived. Everything is okay now. Thank God Potential Pizza is okay. Potential Pizza is just talking about some of the racism that we experienced during the past stream. We don't want that. No racism and limited spamming. Normally I see people are good on spamming, but like we had some of that on Sunday's stream. So look, guys, don't fuck this up. All right, this is the Reverie. Don't fuck this up. If we're doing this big stream, and what happens is that like the next day, every One Piece YouTube channel is taken down by Shueisha because they saw all of the racism that was out there in the chat, then one, it'll be my fault, but secretly it'll also be your guys' fault. But I will, of course, take the blame for it because it'll be on my stream. But I'm asking you guys to just, one, control yourselves for the Reverie. If you want to meme, but just don't be racist about it. And two, if you're a mod, just be extra on top of things. Don't be afraid to time people out, etc. CLB says, please do a mod tier list next. Maybe after the Reverie, we'll have a mod tier list. It'll depend on how people do during the Reverie. David Montgomery, thanks a lot. There's a lot of parallels between Davy Jones and how Devil Fruits work. There's also, of course, references to Davy Jones with the Davy backfight. Will we see a Davy Jones by the end of the series? So we even got a little bit of that with... We traced close to that sort of thing with, like, I think Vanderdecken ship was the Flying Dutchman and things like that. I don't know if Oda's ever going to go down that route, because if you introduce a character like Davy Jones, it would inherently be... It's just, there's so much mythos associated with him that would inherently be like a really, really big, game-changing sort of character. You're essentially introducing the Devil of the Sea. And I don't know if Oda would ever want to introduce a villain like that or a figure like that late in the game. It just skews things too much and kind of... I mean, I don't want to do Naruto-type things, right? But it's kind of like introducing Kaguya towards the end of the story, right? Mr. Farther Santa Man, thank you a lot. Didn't Jinbei just teach us this lesson? One Piece shall quell all racism. Yes, exactly. And reminder, Jinbei is supposedly Indian, according to Oda, word of God. Word of God. That's not me saying it, but that's basically Oda said it. The Pirate here says, are ulti thirst tweets allowed, though? Let's air on for this stream. Normally, you guys get to do whatever you want in my streams, right? Normally, I don't ban people. I only banned Oof because Oof deserved it, right? Normally, I don't ban people, but please, for this upcoming Reverie, err on the side of more safe, better safe than sorry when it comes to timing people out. That's all I'll say. But don't time people out just because you don't like their opinion. So don't go drunk with mod power. But you get what I'm saying, right? Like, just err on the side of caution for this one. I think literally as I'm saying this, I'm seeing more timeouts and things like that occurring in chat. So I just feel like there's a direct impact between this speech and the effect that the mods are. You guys are like, all right, time to buckle down, time to get serious. This is like the mods lining up and like flexing. Trevor Roberts, thanks a lot. Do you think the series will end by 2024 or 2025? It seems implausible to me, especially since that was a pre-COVID prediction. No, I mean, I just don't think that. Like, I've talked about that before, but I don't think that, yeah, I just don't think that the series is going to end that soon. That's basically it. I think that there's at least 5 years left from here, for example. At least 5 years left from this point, and possibly more. Aiden says, Morj, I won't let you down as a mod. Too bad Aiden is not a mod. If only Aiden was a mod. If only Aiden was a mod. Too bad nothing can be done to fix that. David Montgomery, thanks a lot. Thank you for the response, Morj. Oh, yeah, no problem, I guess. Yeah, you go mods. Yeah, round of applause for the mods. Preemptive round of applause. They'll get a second round of applause if the Reverie doesn't end in failure, but this is the pump-up round of applause. AJK, another classic A-tier mod in the chat. What is he saying? Hello? What is he saying? Okay, scroll too far. Big man Morj, man, you killed the plushie sponsor. The ads industry needs you more than ever. Oh, wait, I totally forgot. I gotta push the plush again. Alright, guys. I may not have talked about this ever before. In the description, you can find a makeshift plush. Yeah, thank you for the applause. Enough applause. We're talking about the plush now. The mods have had enough. Alright? This plush is really, really, really good. It doesn't do that much more than sit around, but that's where the power of imagination comes in. And you can find the description in the link below. So, yeah, okay, that was plush sponsor number 2. It's not the first one. Ninerbot, sorry, what did you say? What did you say? Ninerbot, just type it again. Just type it again. You've got a blue wrench next to your name. I will find you. Push the plush. Ninerbot, just say your comment again. Ninerbot, just say it again. Ninerbot, stop spamming. Just say your comment again. Unless you're joking and you didn't actually I didn't actually miss a super chat. Mods are spamming. God damn it. I don't know what to do if the mods rebel. That's my biggest fear. The mods rebel during the Reverie. When's the Sanji analysis vid? So Sanji analysis vid was actually possibly going to be next, but then the Skypiea stuff happened with Nika and all of that discussion, and I just felt like I had to really quickly get out a Skypiea analysis video. So the video coming out tomorrow is a Skypiea analysis video. Adrian Hakeem, thanks a lot. I personally hope the Goma fruit was owned by Rocks. That would be really cool. I love that idea, Adrian. That's really cool. Cool twist. Alex Gregro, thanks a lot. The stream will not end in failure, unlike the raid. Hashtag Morj 2021. I really hope the stream does not end in failure. It would not be funny. A lot of people would be mad at me. Japanese Jim, I wouldn't be able to show my face around the One Piece community if it ended in failure. Japanese Jim, thanks a lot. One of my favorite points I hear you talk about is how characters, devil fruits, represent their personality and actions, like Whitebeard literally and figuratively shaking the world at Marineford. Yeah, if you watch my villains analysis of One Piece, I go through, I think, a fairly long list of how most of the villains' devil fruits reflect their abilities. It's actually crazy how, like, even for the more minor villains, like minorest of minor villains, Oda's really crafting their personalities around their devil fruit abilities. Or even not devil fruit abilities, like Don Krieg you can read into Kuro, things like that. Miguel Clotar, thanks a lot. Any theories on what Blackbeard is doing during Wano? I personally, straightforward theory is basically, what do you call? Yeah, straightforward theory is basically, I think he's going after the stuff that's in Whole Cake Island. I think that's the simplest one. I think he's going after Big Mom's abandoned Whole Cake Island, potentially for the Poneglyph, or potentially for something more. Randy Troy also saying, Randy Troy's got to run. I will see you later, man, at the actual Reverie, of course. And he's saying, please keep all of the creepy and sexual comments off the Reverie stream. That's the other big thing. So, just because we will have, I think, we'll have Jorgirl on and Seastone Stage on, right? Just be normal. It's not that hard. You guys just got to be normal, all right? No racism. No creepy, it's not like simping, it's not simping, right? Like, it's just creepiness, okay? Just because we have, I guess we'll have Jorgirl and Seastone Stage on, just be normal, all right? That's it. They just want to talk about One Piece, all right? Everyone's there just to talk about One Piece. Please do not make anyone uncomfortable. Not just people, because, like, you don't understand. For a lot of these YouTubers, they're going to go back, reread the chat, reread things like that, and it's going to make them, it's going to affect them more than, how funny you think things are at the time when you are just spamming things in chat just because everybody else is spamming things in chat, okay? So just be normal. Just don't do jokes that you would not do to their faces. All right, I think that's like a very simple. Actually, don't even do that because some of you are weird and you would do that. So just, I think it's gonna more so rely on the mods. I trust 95% of you to be normal, but like some of you are just not gonna get like that some things just aren't funny because you are actually gonna affect people who are actually just excited to be on the Reverie, who are excited to have a big platform to talk, and then they're gonna go see the chat afterwards and then just be like, okay, so that's just all they had to say about me. All right. Let me go up real quick. Question mark says, what if the One Piece, like everything it seems in the series, actually a person or part of it is embodying a person? I would rather the One Piece is not a person. I mean, we got that little thing with Shirahoshi Poseidon, but like I think that's, I would prefer it if that's the only time something like that happens in the series, to me. Chill Broski says, been enjoying your content along with Vinland and BDA Law. I'd like to know what your favorite devil fruit is. My favorite devil fruit is personally the phoenix fruit. I think that's my favorite fruit. The phoenix fruit is my favorite. And I think Kuma's fruit is second. Volatile Vortex says Morj just not gonna let us type. That's the conclusion. It's like, well, if we can't say racist stuff or creepy sexual stuff, then we just can't type anything. What the hell is this? Oh no, wait, Rajesh and Kushin are in here. Oh no. Forget the B tier mods, we've got the D tier mods in the stream at this point. Good God, let's hope that the fate of the Reverie does not come down to these clowns. Oh no. Rajesh is going to be asleep at the wheel, guaranteed. Kushin's going to be joining in the weird comments. You mean S tier, says Kushin. The cavalry has arrived. The Pirate Hero is not, okay, I don't think the Pirate Hero, it's too hard to, the Pirate Hero is very active in chat. I think the best mods are seen but not heard. So you see the work that you're doing, which is banning people, timing people out, and you're not chatting too much, but that's too much to ask for. Because most of the people who are my mods are just people that just like to talk a lot. Yeah, let's hit 1,000 likes, I forgot about that. 1,000 likes. Buy 1,000 plushes. Those are the two goals. Yeah, Morj plush link is in the description, says Tom. Guys, I can't believe that some of you would not want a plush. It's actually insane to me. What are you doing right now? What are you holding in your hands? Tell me right now, what are you guys holding in your hands? Is it nothing? If the answer is nothing, then you should be clicking that link below. You know, if you've got something, I don't know what you might have in your hands. Otherwise, if you've got, you know, like a paperweight, a glass of water or something, then maybe you're fine. Maybe you don't need the plush. But if your hands are empty right now, then what are you doing? What are you doing? A Pop-Tart, a popsicle, PS4 controller, cookie, my phone, pencil, balls, meat, my meat, mouse, balls, quesadilla. Okay, drop whatever you're holding. It's not as good as the plush. Someone says a tissue, which worries me. I'm just like, what do you do? What do you have the tissue for? You watch a Morj stream to completion? Kushin Bakurji, thanks a lot. Gaimon with the Phoenix Fruit versus capitalist shill Morj. I'm not a capitalist shill. I just want the plush. Just for the plush, I'm a capitalist shill. I guarantee you, whatever you're holding in your hands right now is not as good. It's not as good as the plush. Not as good as the plush. I cannot describe to you how good I feel having a plush in my hands. I would have two, but this is the only one that exists in the world right now. Potential Pizza says, Morj, asking that question makes it actively harder to mod. Potential Pizza, this is a great trial for you. You think it's hard right now? Imagine the Reverie. Imagine the Reverie where I'm going to be pushing the plush harder than ever. When I'm going to be pushing the plush harder than ever seen before. This is a tiny preview. If you're not ready for this, how are you going to be ready for the Reverie? Goatbrook, 10, thanks a lot. Doflamingo analysis video anytime in the future. So I mean, I think I talked about Doflamingo a little bit in depth in one, the Dressrosa arc analysis. So I think like the second section of that, I talk about Doflamingo. So if you want that, I would suggest going there. And then talk about him a little bit in terms of, potential pizza, clarifying, no Morj, you can't ask what are you holding in your hands, they're going to be creepy. That is fair, potential pizza. I will stay away from language like that. Guys, shame on you. Shame on you for talking about holding balls in your hand. That is disgusting. We do not want any of that sort of language in the Reverie. I have half a mind to add a function that will change every sort of... I wonder if I could find this. Something that would change every time, like, you say something inappropriate in chat, like, something racist, something creepy sexual, if there was a way to change that automatically to PLUSH. Because that would be a win-win. That would censor the chat and also promote the PLUSH. Julian Ellis, do you think there's a running gag with the top of Beast Pirates where they keep getting taken down? So we get juicy panels of shot takedowns, but get back up because of Awakened Zone fruits. I mean, I will personally hope that the Beast Pirates are not that, like, this is I don't know how much you would say is the gag as much as this is just something that I seriously want, which is basically, yes, I would like to see the Awakened Zone forms of most of the Beast Pirates. I do feel like, for example, the Impel Down Guards, which were really not that strong opponents in the grand scheme of things, the fact that they were all Awakened Zones, I would hope that we get to see a lot of the Beast Pirates, the top brass of the Beast Pirates, the Toby Ropo, the Calamities, be able to awaken their zone fruits, just because it just feels as though, I don't know, I feel like that should not be something that's really exclusively held for, like, Kaido or Marco or something like that, right? So my hope is that, I would hope that the Ulti fight is not quite over. I would hope that Ulti has an Awakened Zone form up her sleeve. I would hope that Who's Who has an Awakened Zone form up his sleeve. Oh, Anuj Agrawal is here. X-Strife is here. Oh, thank God. Guys, the cavalry is here. Rajesh, take 5. Kushin, go home. It's all over. We got some real mods in here. Alright? Your work here is done. Guys, I was just saying that, seriously, Strife, I would really appreciate. Same with you, Anuj. I would appreciate any mod that can, if you could be available for the Reverie. That would be awesome. It will be a fun stream to moderate, I'm sure. There will be a lot of people involved there. Probably get 3K plus viewers, something like that. I mean, the stream that we just did this Sunday hit 2.5K, so I would expect 3K, 4K plus 5K. I don't know. I don't know what the stream count will get to, but I expect high viewership numbers. I think it'll be a fun stream to be a part of regardless. Strongly encourage everybody here to be a part of it. And just in general, like, the more mods that we can have in there, the better. Of course, I probably won't have time to be going through chat to mod things, but Dritz will be a mod in there, but he can't do everything by himself. He also has to help facilitate conversation a bit and help people come in and out. So, yeah, more mods that I trust. Strife, for example. Juan Perret, if you're here. Anuj Agrawal. More of you that can show up. More appreciated. Obviously, if you have other things to do, then go ahead and do those, but, Silvers, thanks a lot. I'm holding my debit card to buy an official Mr. Morj plushie I found with the link in the description below. Thank you, Silvers. Thank you for letting the people know what they should be doing at the moment. Silvers, if you get a plush, I will buy 10 of your plushes. So, just let me know. Give me the word, and I'll buy all of your plushes. Momo question mark said, Momo existing, Luffy being Joy Boy, the thing that you hate has occurred. Roger was too early because One Piece wasn't born yet. No, I don't think that's quite right. Luffy being Joy Boy, I have no problems with. I would prefer if it's not reincarnation. That's the thing that I would really, really not like to see, if it's reincarnation. To me, there's a difference between reincarnation and inherited will. So let's see how Oda plays that. That's all. That's my stance on things. Shonen Empire, thanks a lot. How do you think the world of One Piece would change if there was a commander level of Yonko level bounty hunters? I think it would add an interesting twist, but I think it might be a little too much for Oda to feasibly handle in the story and to give them an interesting storyline. That's where I'm at with it. I like the idea. I think it is very believable that there would be high-tier bounty hunters in the world, but I think that maybe at some point Oda kind of just realized that it would be a little bit out of hand if he's got to write in those characters and their storylines as well. Adrian Hakeem, thanks a lot. Ulti in page 1 will return. Fights in One Piece historically end when they are isolated from people and become a dedicated 1v1 or 2v2. I hope Ulti in page 1 return. I definitely hope so. Definitely hope so. Definitely hope so. But I'm not going to bet on anything from here on. Like, you guys know my general beliefs of how I think that things are going to play out. But all I can say at this point is I hope that that is the way things go. Omega Lab, thanks a lot. What did you think of my comment on your video about the point of Yamato in the story? Did you have a chance to read it? No worries if not. There's a lot of comments that come in a lot of videos. I'm sorry, I do not remember your comment specifically. Do you have the gist of it? If you have the gist of it and you commented below, then I can get back to you. As long as somebody points out. Christian Mukherjee, thanks a lot. Memes aside, thanks for all your content. Thank you, man. Memes aside, thank you for you saying thanks for your content. I have a good video coming out tomorrow, Christian, so watch out for that. It's a Skype analysis. It's very relevant to recent events in the manga. Congrats on hosting the Reverie. Thank you very much. Proud thinking back on your ladder video. I saw you. Man, now back to trash. Yeah, it's crazy to me that like you watched me all the way back from the ladder video, because the ladder video, I almost cringe looking back on that. It's so, I would do things so much differently, and I've expressed similar ideas in much more well-constructed formats, better produced formats since then. But it is really cool hearing anytime that somebody has watched me from that far back, because yeah, it's a big jump. It is still crazy to me that I'm hosting the Reverie, but it's just, I think I'll let it sink in after the whole event happens. Right now, there is a good deal of stress associated with the Reverie, just because, guys, there's like a lot of planning, a lot of different people involved, right? And you kind of want everybody on board, at least to a certain degree. There's different vibes, what people want out of the discussion. A lot of that was coming out today through the group chat and everything like that. And there's not like hard feelings that anyone's having towards each other. It's just that like, there's just different personality types and different interests in terms of what people want to talk about throughout the Reverie, and same with viewers, right? And then time zones, time slots, who are good groups to interact with other groups, etc., etc. So there's a lot to plan. And then, of course, promotion, the trailers, etc., doing the pre-Reverie stream 2 days ago, things like that. Ignited Arrow, thanks a lot. When do you think Oda will go more in-depth on Dragon? I think to me, it's post-Wano. Post-Wano, the end phase of the story, essentially the final 20%. I think Oda did mention that one of the backstories he wants to talk a lot about is Dragon's backstory. He's like, well, I can't talk about everyone right away. I can really only talk about Luffy. I know, let me get to them through Luffy. So I imagine that once Luffy's story leads him to Dragon, that is when we will get more information on Dragon. Christian Lopez, thanks a lot. You're the best One Piece YouTuber. Thank you very much. You've really impacted the way I see One Piece in general. You're the GOAT. I have nothing to say to that, but thank you very much. I appreciate it. Zestgod, thanks a lot. I was holding my newborn child, but decided to do the right thing and sold him into adoption in exchange for a Morj plushie. Alright, you win. That is by far the best thing that you could have dropped for the plush. So, I appreciate that. Yeah, guys, look, I hope you understand. If you have a newborn child in your hands, do not drop them for the plush. The plush, it is equal to roughly the value of a newborn child, but you should probably not drop a newborn child just for the plush, okay? It would be hard for me to morally justify you doing that. Not to say that the plush is not equal to value to your newborn child, but I just think that maybe the fact that the child is living and breathing, and the plush, that they do have a sort of charming doll-like soul, is also not factually a biological living human being. So do not drop newborn children for the plush. But anything less, I don't know. Pro DLC, thanks a lot. What light will be extinguished at the Reverie? Okay, so jokingly I've said that like I would like for there to be beef going into the Reverie between some people, because that just makes for entertainment. Who remembers Matt B versus Chibi? I remember Matt B versus Chibi. Great scene for the Reverie. That was my first Reverie, so I got to see Matt B versus Chibi live. Very, very entertaining. However, I realized going closer towards my Reverie that I do not want any sort of beef in it. I want it to be a very friendly, fun Reverie where everyone comes out of it having a good time. So I think no light should be extinguished in the Reverie. No light should be extinguished. If anything, hopefully Oof can come back. If we could get Oof to rise from the dead, make an appearance, you know, he barges into the chat, starts disrupting things as usual, threatening people, making wild accusations. I think that could make for a great villain of the Reverie that I could then extinguish. I could personally ban him. My second ban ever on this channel, and it would just be Oof again. I think that would make for some great content. But aside from that, I think that no, we don't really want any lights extinguished in the Reverie. We want lights to grow in the Reverie, right? So let's get some of these newer YouTubers some shine. Ren Stan says, do you think the raid ends in A New Dawn? I mean, yeah, that's like a big point that people have been talking about, that it seems as though this long night of battle could essentially end with Logi Dogi, get out of here. Logi Dogi, the imposter mod. I want to see you nowhere near the Reverie, Logi Dogi. You... We don't know why you're here. We don't know how you achieved mod status. But if you destroy this Reverie for everyone, Logi Dogi, I swear to God, we will hunt you down. You're not getting a plush, that's for sure, Logi Dogi. You try to order yours, I'll cancel it. Logi Dogi says, but I just want to watch. In all seriousness, Logi Dogi was a good mod. He made his You made your appearance, last two streams ago for the first time ever, as far as I understand. I don't remember modding you ever. You made your appearance there. I was in shock that someone named Logi Dogi was a mod. I don't remember you. But then you did a really good job moderating the rest of the stream. So I had to take it back. I hope Logi Dogi is there. I hope Logi Dogi is there because he's a good mod. That's a good redemption story. Not Oof. Oof does not get a redemption story. Oof will be a villain forever. Zeska, thanks a lot. Too late, pal. The plush will be delivered in 5 to 10 business days. This is on your hands. Morj plush greater than fatherhood. All right, well, you heard the man. If that's who you choose over your newborn child, who am I to tell you you're wrong? Omega Lad, thanks a lot. My comment has 1K likes. I tried to analyze themes. Oh, okay, well, let me pull it up. I can just pull it up then. That's easy. It was on the Yamato video? Yamato, One Piece, Morj. What's the point of Yamato? Best thing to come out of this video was Crocodile's nephew. It was something I talked about first in stream, so you guys got a preview of it, and then I was like, that's funny, I should put that into a video. And then it made it into the Yamato video. Oh, Megalad, you're right here at the top. 1.1k likes, that's crazy. Here's my take, the Wano, that's more than my videos get. No, I'm kidding. Oh, dude, your comment is very long. Your comment is very long. Alright, I'm gonna have to read this slowly. Wano's about burden of inherited will. Okay, I'm skimming. I'm essentially having to skim because there are other people in stream who I cannot ignore. Hold on. Let me get chat up at the same time. But we are going to address this comment. Hush9808 says, Pudding's Devil Fruit, what would she see using the ability, how the person remembers that time, or what really happened? Oh, you're talking, I think, in reference to Big Mom, right? I think you're talking in reference to Big Mom. Because that would make a big difference as to how the events of the... her potentially eating, even that's unconfirmed now just because of the appearance of CP0, etc., how they tend to look a little bit like the children from, Mother Carmel's orphan group. I know what you're hinting at, right? Like, would Pudding be able to reveal to Big Mom what actually happened in that situation, right? So, I don't know. That's the answer. It's however Oda wants to write it. That's the answer. Because... It just goes different ways in terms of how Oda tends to say, like, okay, a fruit can do this or it can do that, etc., right? So, here's what Omega Lad says. Wano, big theme is about the burden of inherited will. I'm going to skim through this, so I'm going to skim through the major beats, all right? This is Omega Lad, what Omega Lad is saying in the Yamato video. Momo struggling with the burden of living up to his father's legacy as a leader. Yes. Odin's flashback, the burden of his own father's dreams. Okay, a little bit. Scabbard struggling with the burden of achieving Odin's dream. That's true. Odin passed them down a responsibility, essentially. Orochi felt compelled to uphold the will of his ancestors and depose the Kazukis. I don't know if Orochi really felt that burden as much as he genuinely wanted to do it, but I get the trend you're generally going down. Luffy also taking on the dream of Odin. Okay, I don't know how much... Okay, yeah, some of these are... Yes, Yamato is struggling against the burden of inheriting her father's will. Agree. So Momo and Yamato, definitely strong examples of this. I think Momo, Yamato, and the Scabbards are strong examples of that. So I like all of this that you're saying. Some of the things I think are a bit of a stretch because they could just be like genuine things that the characters want to do and like normal instances of inherited will. But I like overall what you're saying here. It's a really good point. Appreciate it, Omega Lad. I think that I was a little hesitant because sometimes people are like, can you read my comment from this video? And I'm like, oh, that's a bit of a search. But you're like, oh, it got 1,000 likes. I'm like, wow, that must have been a good comment. And it was. I'll keep that in mind. So credit to Omega Lad for bringing this to the attention of the stream. Dante Tartaro, thanks a lot. Luffy's devil fruit was taken by the world government. Oh shoot, hold on. Find this again. Was taken by the world government because it was a counter to Whitebeard's devil fruit because it would cause damage to rubber. Yeah, so like that's a big thing that I harp on essentially. Like I've always felt that. I talk about this in the End of One Piece video, right? The End of One Piece theory video. That I believe that what it comes down to is Blackbeard attempting to destroy the Red Line to create, his new version of the world, create the One Piece, etc. Sengoku's quote about fearing Whitebeard's ability to destroy the world, etc., and Luffy's awakening ability being the perfect counter. So I believe that is interesting stuff that could play into why the world government wants it for the awakening. My only reservations, and I've talked about this in a Patreon podcast before, is basically, one, I would personally just prefer it if that was like an organic, like fresh idea that Luffy simply had, and it was kind of like a cool little interesting interaction that we weren't expecting, where suddenly like it seems like Blackbeard with this unstoppable fruit is about to destroy the Red Line, and then we realize that Luffy, thanks to his awakening, is actually the perfect counter and is able to stop that. It would feel like an innovative little idea that Luffy has in the moment, rather than like a big, like well-known major devil fruit interaction that is very important to the world government that they've been planning and scheming for a long time. So to me, it would take away a little bit. Like, I have no problems with it. Like, I'm on board with it. To me, that's the idea that makes the most sense. The other aspect is the rubber devil fruit definitely the best thing that you would want if you're the world government to protect the Red Line? Is it definitely that? Is it not like Bartolomeo's barrier fruit? Is it not even like a fruit that turns the entire thing metal? Like, is it definite, or diamond, like Diamond Josu's fruit, is it definitely the rubber fruit that is the best fruit to protect the Red Line with its awakening? So that's my only question mark. Would Oda really be able to back up the logic behind that? But I think that that's the theory that fits best, because it fits best with my ideas that I already have personally, that the ending that we're heading towards is something along the line of Blackbeard attempting to destroy the Red Line and Luffy preventing him. The baby, thanks a lot. What is stopping Big Mom from joining the Straw Hats? Her tea party with all races could be a celebration when the All Blue is created. I just don't think that is the direction. I do think that it has been set up that Luffy will, be the one to defeat Big Mom. I just think that is something that is set up to happen, so I don't personally believe in Big Mom becoming good. That's basically, or not becoming, it's whatever your interpretation of what her character actually is, etc., but like, you understand what I'm saying, at least shifting towards the good guy's side, right, in official sense, right? I do think that it is set up that Luffy will take her down, rather than her shifting allegiances. The Pirate Hero says, but you can vibrate diamond, can't you? I actually think rubber might be best. So it depends. If the reasoning is that the only thing that they're worried about, the only thing that the world government is worried about is Whitebeard's devil fruit. If that's the only thing, the Gura Gura no Mi is the only thing that they're worried about, then yes, the rubber devil fruit makes sense. But then what about stuff like Pluton? Is rubber definitely better than like a laser, right? Like, if Pluton shoots a giant laser, then the rubber devil fruit's not that good for protecting it compared to the barrier fruit, compared to the diamond fruit. I think that rubber devil fruit definitely makes sense as the perfect counter to the quake fruit, right? But is that, I guess if that was literally the only thing that the world government was worried about, and maybe Sengoku's comment implies that really is the biggest thing that the world government is worried about. They're not worried about, the Raigo, like if someone with the Goro Goro no Mi attacks them. They're not worried about, for example, Pluton being resurrected to destroy them. They're not worried about a giant laser beam or something like that. If they're really, really just worried about Whitebeard's devil fruit, then I would definitely buy the explanation that maybe the Goma Goma no Mi is the perfect way to protect that. The Pirate Hero says, does the plush come with its own Clubauterman like Mary did? Well, the Pirate Hero, it's interesting you brought that up, because what I would say to that is the Clubauterman you would find in the same place as Sniper Island. And that's in your heart. Because you see, this plush, every plush comes with the potential for a Clubauterman. The Mary was not born with a Clubauterman. The Mary developed it because of the love that the Straw Hat Pirates gave it over the course of its journey, right? So that was a spirit that had to develop due to a tight bond formed by love. So, of course, this plush can develop a Clubauterman. All right? Does it come with it? It comes with the potential for it. And that's what really matters. That's where I'll leave it at. No false advertising here. Every plush guaranteed with the potential to develop a Club Ultraman. Grossy99 says cringe Taku. This plush is not cringe, all right? This it might be a little cringe, but it's not that cringe. X7 Stripes says Morj works in marketing right. I did, now I've shifted more towards full-time YouTube. What were we doing? I had a comment for it. No, we just covered the Gurumi. Morj, I'm warning you, don't do it again. Wait, Oof? Wait, is Oof back? No, come on, that's not the real Oof. No, come on. Are you the real Oof? Is there any way? There's no way that's the real Oof. There's no way that's the real Oof. Can someone confirm or deny? How do we know that that's the real Oof? There's no way that's the real Oof. It just can't be. I did unban Oof. I went, after the stream, I found a way to unban him. I went through the channel, like everybody who is technically banned on the channel, and I found Oof and I unbanned him. I don't know if this is that Oof. Oof says, yes, it is, you dummy. That is something that Oof would say. Oof, I hope you show your face at the Reverie. That's where shit will go down. That's where shit will go down. I hope you show your face there. We need a villain. We need a villain. Rob, thanks a lot. If you had to guess, when does Weevil come into play? Does he have to meet Marco? Dude, it's actually crazy. I forgot about Weevil. Who here forgot about Weevil? Who here forgot about Weevil? I forgot about Weevil. I actually genuinely forgot. I think once every 6 months, I forget about Weevil. And then it takes a while. Something has to happen. Someone has to remind me of him, or something in the story specifically has to happen, and it sparks my memory that Weevil exists. But I had forgotten about Weevil and his existence. So that's a whole interesting additional plot line. And the thing is that Weevil was tied to Rocks, right? The Rocks story. So, again, could there be a longer phase to Wano than we're expecting? Hush808, Zoro's final fight with Mihawk will be the same setting as their first, but Zoro wins, breaking the sword, and meets with Luffy at the final war. Same setting? How would it be back at Baratier? What do you mean just roughly the same setting? I could see it being roughly the same setting, a ship's wreck. But the tricky part is that the power behind their attacks should be at a point where, like, it would be probably, like, chopping down trees and mountains in the background, to be honest at that. Not I don't know. Don't want to scale things randomly like that, but, like, probably a fairly wide-scale destruction. I don't know if they could fight on essentially a shipwreckage at that point, unless they're fighting amidst a giant fleet. Suggesting something like that, I could see that. I've also realized that I cannot eat my Chipotle and actively keep up with chat at the same time, so I am choosing to starve for the sake of this stream. Trevor Roberts, thanks a lot. Previous instructions were unclear, and I ended up exchanging my wife for a Morj plushie. Good. The Morj plush will do things that your wife would never do for you. That's all I'll say. Norman Sai, thanks a lot. Since Buggy's fruit is literally the ability to be chopped, do you think Haki would actually cut him? It's really tough. No, so it's tricky. So here's my interpretation, right? My interpretation of the Buggy, Buggy's interaction with Haki. If Buggy splits up beforehand, then he will not get hit by Haki, right? And we've seen that, for example, with Katakuri, right? So if you separate yourself beforehand, then it doesn't matter if you're using Haki or not. But if you just hit Buggy with a sword and it has Haki, then I imagine he would take damage. Does that make sense? So he would need a little bit of good observation Haki, but he'd be able to avoid being chopped if he separated himself. Captain Face, thanks a lot. If you think Lafto is on the moon, do you think NL will affect that arc? I don't think NL is any, like, I don't think I don't think he's just strong enough to really affect things at this point. You know what I mean? So what would he really provide? Many of the Straw Hats could handle NL at this point. I say many, I mean, I think at least Luffy, Zoro, Sanji. Luffy, it would be a cakewalk at this point, but Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, I think, like, Jinbei probably, like, I don't think NL would be that much of a problem for anyone in the story at this point. So, and he wouldn't really be their friend, so it's hard to see what he would bring to the story if he was interacting with them on the moon, other than to get one-shotted again or something along those lines. Simon Briggs, thanks a lot. Love you, Morj. Your videos help me sleep at night. Thank you. That makes it sound... I appreciate it. It does make it sound as though my videos are boring, but I'm going to assume that's not what you meant. My videos help you fall asleep at night. Thank you. I'll just take that the other way, that you just like watching them before you fall asleep, rather than they make you fall asleep. Fidel Spaghetti, thanks a lot. Do you think there was a former strongest swordsman before Mihawk, or was Mihawk the first to be declared the world's strongest? I think there probably was. I mean, we're even learning things nowadays, like Roger had one of the great swords, right? We learned that, I believe, through a Reverie card or through SBS. We've learned that recently. Ask Arthur, he will know better than me. But things like that, I mean, that doesn't confirm that Roger was 100% swordsman or exactly. We're still unclear, I suppose, on what those titles mean exactly, but, like, I doubt that Mihawk was the first person to hold the title of world's strongest swordsman, right? I just doubt that. I don't know if Oda will ever delve into essentially, like, who was the strongest swordsman of the previous era. But I think he will leave it a little open-ended in that, like, there's several possibilities. Like, oh, maybe it was Roger. Maybe you would argue it's Odin by certain definitions of a swordsman or something like that. But I think that Mihawk might be the only one that's a confirmed world's strongest swordsman title holder. Maybe besides, like, Ryuma back in the day or something. The Pirate Hero says, love you, Morj. Your videos keep me up at night. Okay, that also sounds weird, because it also sounds like my videos, like, stress you out and, like, it's a thought that keeps you up at night. Like, oh, shoot, that thing that Morj said that really worried me. But I appreciate that. I view that as more of a compliment than my videos make you fall asleep. Oh, is Aslan here? Aslan's here. I only watch Morj videos when I'm sad so he can cheer me up. Oh, guys, this is all very sweet. This is all very sweet. These are, you know, I bump you guys both up to A-tier mods after this. The Pirate Hero very reluctantly, but, you know, that's, Aslan follows that up with saying, can I see your feet, Morj? All right, Aslan, get the hell out of here. We don't need your kind around at the Reverie, all right? That's bumped straight back down to D tier. What a fall. Whoever saw a rise and fall like that? Huh? Oh, no, now it's feet reveal. Guys, if we hit the 200 plush mark, I will guarantee do if we hit 200 plushes, I will do a feet reveal happily. Happily do a feet reveal. Face reveal, says Ichigo FF. I will never do a face reveal. You guys don't need to see what I look like. My webcam's off, right? Oh, shit. All right, I guess cat's out of the bag. You guys know what I look like. But feet reveal, I'll do it. If is that all it takes? I'll do a feet reveal if we hit 200. 200. That's all we need. If that's all we need, then I will happily do a feet reveal. Now people are like, I don't want to buy a plush. Like, we don't want to do that. Bill is like, I'll pay you to not show your feet. All right, the feet reveal is off. The feet reveal is off. If we get to 200, I will not do a feet reveal. Guys, I'll do whatever. I'll do a feet reveal. I won't do a feet reveal. I'll show one foot. I'll hide the other. I'll do 1 foot shoe on, 1 foot sock on. Or 1 foot flip-flop, other foot sock. We can do some combination that makes everyone happy. Or no feet reveal. That's the one I prefer, to be honest. That's the one I'm running with at the moment. Let's push for no feet reveal at 200. If we get to 200, then we will not do a feet reveal. If we get to 200, yeah, no feet reveal. If we miss it, then unfortunately we'll probably have to do a feet reveal. Captain Face, thanks a lot. Thoughts on Imu being set up to be the final antagonist for Dragon, while for Luffy it is Akainu and Blackbeard? I like that idea. I've thought about that for a bit, just because I feel like whatever backstory Dragon has, it will be more strongly tied to Imu than Luffy's ever could be. Luffy would be meeting Imu at the very end of his journey. I personally still like the idea that Blackbeard is the final villain of the story, even though many, many things, kind of just looking at what the whole narrative of One Piece is built up to, the defeat of the gods, etc., it does really, really feel like Im just could be the final villain for Luffy, but I'm holding out hope. Like, my heart is telling me Blackbeard, my brain is telling me Im. I hope for the idea that Luffy would defeat Akainu and Blackbeard as the two opponents that have been set up for him from the start, right? Or for the longest period of time, that most stand, I don't know, in terms of setup as the clear-cut antagonist that Luffy has to defeat. and Im being taken down by Dragon. I like that idea, and I think that Blackbeard, in terms of power and threat, would definitely be able to surpass Im by the end of the story, depending on how Oda chooses to write it, basically. Adam Wooty, thank you very much. Wooty. Zachariah Zach Zorro, thanks a lot. Hashtag free O'Hara. No, O'Hara is being kept in my basement, and that is where he will stay until he agrees to do another Wano report. I say that, but I'm actually the one who's held up the Wano report more frequently than not. Adam Woti, thank you again. What do you? I have a feeling that you meant to ask this question the first time, but you super chatted it wrong, which is why we got a blank super chat out of you. But thanks again for giving it another shot. I'm sorry that happened. If you guys go back and see, you'll find a blank Adam Woti super chat, and then like a minute later, he donates 5 again, but this time with a question. So I have a feeling that this is what happened. I might be wrong, but that is the assumption I'm making. What do you think when Usopp finally meets Yasop? I feel that might be a tough encounter on how his father left his sick and dying mother alone. I think that the Elbaf arc, I believe that is the arc where Usopp will meet Yasop. I believe that there's significant, I think that the potential for Usopp's character right there is crazy, right? Because all of this time he's held his father, the way he's spoken about his father, especially in Syrup Village, is with like a bit of reverence. He does hold his father in a high light. But the problem is that the way that his father left them, right? I do feel like it's very easy, something that Oda could slip in or essentially develop, that there is resentment that Usopp has held towards his father for a long period of time, and that's just something that comes spilling out the moment that they actually meet. So I'm very excited for Usopp in Elbaf and Usopp's interactions with Yasop. Sharingan Uchiha 84, thanks a lot. Thoughts on Sabo awakening the Mirror Mirror no Mi and getting a white flame that'll be strong enough to burn through Akainu's Mago Mago no Mi? I mean, Awakenings, especially with Logias, we have very little idea of exactly what they're going to look like. But the big thing is that I don't think that Sabo is set up. I think Akainu, to me, is very clearly set up to be Luffy's opponent at some point. I think that's pretty much as set in stone in my mind as Luffy versus Blackbeard. Like, the same way people think Luffy versus Blackbeard is a guarantee, I think you put Akainu right in that category right there with him. So, we're going to do one more question, not a super chat. No more super chats, please. We'll do one more question, a normal question. Taharana says, I asked Morj, tell us more about your life. Did you go to uni after high school or straight away to YouTube? And Taharana, I also saw you mentioning Liluru that I missed your super chat. I'm going to assume this is what your super chat is, so I'll answer this. Tell us more about your life. I don't like telling you guys about my life, but I'll tell you a little bit. Do I go to uni after high school? So I know that you're not American because you say uni. I know people in most foreign, we're one of the only places that say college. A lot of other places say uni. I did go to college after high school. YouTube I started the year after college, so 2017. Right after I graduated college. So sometime in 2017, I graduated college May 2017. College or uni, May 2017, and then I started YouTube. And it was just a side hobby for a while, and then recently I basically, I think in this past year I started grinding YouTube a lot more and paying a lot more attention to it and just doing it a lot more. That's basically it. Brandon King, let's hope Reverie ain't using Morj Donald Wi-Fi. You guys saw the pre-Reverie setup. It's not at my place. The pre-Reverie setup, you guys saw what it was, right? This Reverie's not ending in failure because of internet. I'm pretty sure. 95% sure. It's at my editor, really my producer at this point. It's at my editor's place, right? So he has the setup down, better stream overlay, better production quality, good camera, good audio. Audio is so good, you guys were complaining that I was typing on the keyboard because it was too clear. So I'm going to mute myself when that happens, right? But good internet, good layout, all of that stuff, much more organized, because the reason is I'm not handling it, right? So that's why the quality is much better. So you can trust that the Reverie will not end in failure because it's not going to be this setup, right? So don't worry about that. Hush 808. Okay, I said no more super chats. This is the last one for real. No more super chats. The next one I will not answer, okay? I'm going to do one more normal question after this. This is the last super chat that I'm doing. No more after this, please. Zoro versus Mihawk, roughly similar as the first, but Zoro wins. Also have the theory, yep. Also have the theory Shanks fights Blackbeard and Screw by himself because Blackbeard has Makimo and Child. So you believe that Makimo's child is Shanks' child. I could get behind that. I've never thought too much about Makimo's child. I'm like, yeah, maybe it's Shanks's. But I prefer the idea that Blackbeard takes down Shanks straight up to kind of establish Blackbeard's threat in the story. And that's basically it. The pirate Strife is telling the pirate here to keep pushing. Keep pushing what? What's the pirate Hero pushing. Oh, you missed Adrian Hakeem's super chat. Luffy has interacted with every warlord so far. I think he will meet Weevil at Lodestar Island, just a low-stakes interaction just to add the arc. That's interesting. I wonder if basically... Thank you, the Pirate Hero, and thank you, Strife, for pushing, and thank you, Adrian Hakeem, for the super chat. These are A-tier mods. I don't know how I ever called Pirate Hero a B-tier mod. Maybe because he acts so much like a B-tier mod. But when it comes down to it, he is an A-tier mod. So I think at the very least, I do think that Luffy will interact with Weevil. I personally felt that Weevil was being set up for the Wano arc just because of the connection to the Rocks pirates and the feeling I was getting that most of the Rocks reveals were going to be kind of unearthed during the Wano arc, right? So I felt that especially with that connection that things would just kind of come to a head, and the fact that he's chasing after Marco, I feel like, to me, Lodestar Island is a little ways away, further off than I would expect for Weevil to make his interaction with Luffy, but that's basically it. Aslan says, justice for Aslan, please. Aslan, you literally asked for a feat reveal. Aslan, why are you asking for a mod tier list? You know you would be at the bottom. You just dropped yourself in the span of this stream. You said something really nice. You said, like, Morj streams cheer me up, right? So you said something, or Morj videos cheer me up. So you said something very nice. And then you torpedoed it so fast and so hard, it was insane. I think that, like, it was probably a literally 20-second turnaround between, like, me being like, you know, Aslan's he's an A-tier mod. It took me 20 seconds to read the next comment and be like, oh, holy shit, like, we got to create a new tier for Aslan, you know? New tier for Aslan towards the very bottom. Whatever the lowest tier I would have had before, I don't know, B or C. There's one before that. That's just the Aslan tier. Never seen someone ask for a tier list when they know that they will be at the very bottom of the tier list. It would be like, I don't know, like Burger King demanding that someone make an official fast food tier list. Why? Like Burger King's like, hey, someone should make an official people voted fast food tier list so the world gets to see how all of us fast food chains stack up. It's like Burger King. You know what this road leads down to, right? This is just demanding that we create an official list where you get a tier at the very bottom by yourself. That's basically like what Aslan did when he demanded a tier list. So, I think we're going to end the stream on that. Joshua Edwards, I would have liked to see Luffy and Shanks versus Kaido and Big Mom. Yeah, that's fair. That's not really a question, so I don't really have to answer that because I said no more super chats. But thank you very much. Anyway, it would have been cool, but that's basically don't have any more thoughts on that. Yamil Diaz says I like Burger King. Well, guys, we got a Burger King fan in here. I have wondered how Burger King stays in business. So I think it's mostly Yamil Diaz who's been kind of keeping them alive. So, yeah, put the VOD up. VOD always goes up. It'll be on the second channel. I'll make sure it's on the second channel tomorrow. And I think I will talk to you all later. If I can end the stream. If I can find it.